Hi, this is Teresa Gibson with You in the Highest Motivation and Coaching. And today I want to talk about residue. That's an odd word, I know. Residue. The definition of residue is a small amount of something that remains after the main part has gone, has been taken away, or used. Residue, it's that small amount of something that remains after the main part. Remember that the main part has gone. Main part is gone. Main part was taken away, or the main part has been used. And so I want to talk to you about residue. The main part, a divorce or a relationship. That was the main part. You came into the new year. You decided to leave a bad relationship. A divorce occurred, or maybe you broke up with your boyfriend, you broke up with your girlfriend, and it is something that is a good thing because you needed to move on. It was not a good relationship. And so you decided that enough is enough. I'm going into the new year. I'm going to leave that behind. And you did. And wonderful. Because you left that thing behind and it was the main part. But then now there's residue. Maybe you have low self-esteem. Maybe that person did not esteem you. They did not encourage you. And so now you've left, which is great. You've gone on, which is wonderful. But there is still some residue that needs to be dealt with. Maybe your main part could be the business didn't work out. The business just didn't work. And so you decided, though, this is a new year, this is a new beginning, and I am going to begin again. Wonderful. Oh my God, that is so awesome that you're going to begin again. You decided to let go of what did not work. You brought forward the things that did work. But you may have some residue that you're going to have to deal with in order to move forward. And in order for things not to be stagnant, we have to deal with some residue. Some residue in your case may be failure. It didn't work before. You decided to put that behind you and begin again. And that is what we have to do. We have to keep beginning, and we have to keep doing it, and we have to keep doing it. And if we keep doing it, success will come. But we also have to deal with the residue of what goes on in our hearts, the residue of what goes on in our minds when something happens like that. What do we tell ourselves? What are we thinking? What are our thoughts about that? Do our thoughts continue to tell us? Does our emotions continue to say to us that we're a failure and so now we're fearful? So we have to deal with the residue. Maybe your main part, it could be that you need to let go of some friendships. You just need to let go of some friendships and some associations in order to move forward, in order to build your dreams, in order to see those things come about that you want in your life to come about. I just needed to let go of some people. I needed to let go of some associations, some places that I went that I really know I shouldn't have gone. Awesome, wonderful that you did that. But now you need to be sure that you deal with the residue because maybe those friends were toxic. And maybe now you're dealing with a little bit of a toxic behavior. You're dealing with a little bit of a negativity. You're dealing with a little bit of speaking negative things when you need to be speaking positive things. And it is awesome that you made that step because the first step is letting go of people, letting go of things, and letting go of associations that dare to hold us back from our dreams, that hold us back from who we are and what we can accomplish, because we can accomplish anything. We can accomplish anything. Success is yours if you just don't give up. Success is yours. And so one of the first things you have to do is understand that there are many ways to deal with the residue. The residue. Now, the first thing you have to do is admit that there is residue. I had to do this. I was sitting on the couch one day, and you know how you just thinking some thoughts and you're thinking about things and, you know, all kind of thoughts running through your mind. Well, I had to realize that, okay, yes, you let go of some things. You let go of some things. You know, I have to find a new job. You know, I was laid off. And so in looking for a new job, realizing that, you know, have been on my job for 20 years. And just realizing that some things that are required that the employer wants, I actually should have had some of those things on my resume already. But because of circumstances, and because I, let's just say, did not get the title that I actually felt like I should have gotten, that was residue. It was time to move on. It is time to leave those things behind. It is time to reach for what is actually mine, where I do belong, where I fit, where I'm supposed to be. And it's awesome that it is time to move on and start a new career. However, I had to realize that, okay, you need to deal with some residue. You've moved on, you've let it go from the past, but are you still dealing with maybe things like, oh, well, maybe I didn't know enough, or, sometimes you feel like that. Sometimes you just feel like, okay, well, there is something that you're lacking because that happened. It doesn't always mean that there's something that's lacking. It just means that sometimes things happen. Sometimes people do. Sometimes people choose who they want. But we who want to move on still have to deal with the residue. And so one of the first things you have to do is admit that there is residue. Admit. I had to admit that. And I'm encouraging you. If you're watching this video, I am encouraging you. First of all, I am saying congratulations. I am saying it is awesome. I am saying that it's a wonderful thing that you've moved on. It's a wonderful thing that you let go of some things, let go of some people, let go of some associations in order to build your dreams, in order to accomplish those things that are in you. I want you to know that you're enough. You're enough right now. You are enough. You are enough right now. And the fact that you have moved on, the fact that you have decided to continue is proof that you're enough. But we all have to deal with the residue, the small part that remains. One of the ways we can do that is listening to motivation, listening to encouragement, listening to things on the television that are positive, reading books, self-help books. If we're worried about that we're not at the place that we think we ought to be, then we can take a class. We can read books. We can also work to the point to where we understand that we don't have to know everything. But now I am to the point to where I know I can get what I need. I can ask for what I need. I'm not afraid to ask. It takes more than just one person. If you're trying to build a business, do not try to do it alone. Whatever you're doing, don't try to do it alone. It takes others' help, others' expertise. Some people may be to the point, it may be deep-rooted. That thing may be so deep-rooted in your heart that you need counseling. You need to go and get counseling. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It just means that everything is right with you. And now I have accepted, I'm going to accept that there's some residue. I'm going to accept that there are some things I need to take care of. I'm going to take care of those things so that I can be all that I am supposed to be. So I'm encouraging you. You have done the main part. Deal with the residue so that you can be all that you have been designed to do. This is Teresa Gibson with You in the Highest Motivation. Please visit my website, coachingyouinthehighest.com. coachingyouinthehighest.com. And please don't forget to make it a great life.